All right, we have some breaking news coming in as we speak. We're learning that Rishi Sunak, this news is coming into you from the UK. We're learning that Rishi Sunak has retained his lead in the race to become the UK's Prime Minister, as the candidates list has now narrowed down from 5 to 4. The former British Finance Minister, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, he won the most support in the third round of voting to find a replacement for the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Now, very quickly, that's the breaking news, but we want to bring you more of a in-depth look at what makes him perfect for this position and what works against him, according to analysts. What works for him? He's seen as the best equipped to counter the political crises that his party has seen over the last few months. Now, what works against him? The Partygate scandal. Remember, that's the scandal in which a number of his party members, including Boris Johnson, were found to be partying in large numbers during coronavirus's lockdown in the UK. They were actually breaking restrictions. Rishi Sunak was one of the people who was part of that group. Now, next, what works for him? He had a COVID-19 economic rescue package that was highly considered like an entire package that did very, very well for the UK citizens. But on the other side, what works against him? His wife, Akshata's non-domicile tax status. What does that mean? He was the Chancellor of the Exchequer, and as he raised taxes for a number of people across the country, there was a lot of criticism given to the fact that because his wife had non-domicile status, which means that she didn't formally consider the UK to be her full-fledged home, she didn't have to pay full taxes regularly. That was deeply criticized as her husband raised taxes. Now, over here, what works for him? As you might already know, Rishi Sunak gained huge popularity for his work, for his regular pressers during the COVID pandemic. But on the other side, what works against him? Similar to the point that we said a little while earlier, the fact that he held a US green card till last year. So a number of questions being asked about not only his identity, but also his and his wife's sense of loyalty to the UK. Now, very quickly, my colleague Sanjay Suri is with us next to bring us a breakdown of what's next for Sunak and Sunak's team. Take a look.
So Rishi Sunak then continuing his march onward and upward. He has led in the third round as well, and not just led, he has increased his lead. He has 115 votes this time, and that is a substantial difference now between him and second place, which is Penny Mordaunt, and third place, which is Truss. The contest really is who then gets the votes to take on Rishi Sunak in the final round. And that is a tricky space. Tom Tugendhat got knocked out and he had 31 votes. At fourth place, Kemi Badenoch, and she increased her tally to 58 votes. So that's a very large number of votes that have to go somewhere between those three candidates. And given that the margins between second and third place are quite small, if a substantial number of those votes would go to one candidate of the two on the direction of those who lose out, that could substantially upset the expected balance, or the balance at least along the lines that we have been seeing so far. But without doubt, Rishi Sunak is up front.